Mr. Chairman, I would like to revise and extend.
I have a package just for you. Well, it's
Not bad.
But he has some very sensitive stuff, and I have members read the packets, so I'll pass it out.
Did you see my Region 5 award?
But other than that, I don't have anything.
Yeah, well, the chair of the South Carolina party evidently was not happy with you and Mr. Nana. He felt that, evidently, he said the Libertarian Party of South Carolina is upset with you and Mr. Nana for taking what he thought were unfair pot shots at the Libertarian Party.
I was trying to provide constructive criticism.
I don't know what was. I'm just saying. He specifically asked me to bring. So I suggested that.
You know what it is?
First of all, I asked him if he contacted you.
That's
which I suspect
exactly
the
what
answer
it
is
was.
no, because he didn't respond. But
Richard was
because my gut feeling was neither you nor Mr. Nana were likely to try to poke their fingers in people's eyes just for the heck of it. I didn't think he was likely to do it anyway. But anyway, he asked. I mean, he put it in his report, so you may want to just look at it.
I think the only pot shot that I made on any of the debates was criticizing them for including that savings thing.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I got this completely out of the blue. This gentleman had just been elected. He sent me his report, but he put it in there, and I felt obliged as the regional rep to include. So I thought I should make sure that you had a heads up about it because it's in there. And so what you might want to do is you might want to just contact him and say, look, if I said anything, it was meant as constructive criticism. I'm sorry, I certainly did not mean to insult the Libertarian Party of South Carolina. Or actually, I think they call it the South Carolina Libertarian Party. So you might I think that might smooth any ruffled feathers that happen to be present.
I've just been getting frustrated with the lack of IT capability in state parties, the lack of IT capability. What I was pointing out was like, this is simple stuff.
Yeah.
You have a quality camera with a landline to stream from.
Well, it may just be sort of cultural Yankee versus Southern, because sometimes people are more direct. They're not trying to be insulted; they're just more direct with their criticism. Whereas where I grew up, you sort of went to a little extra effort to make sure people didn't feel that they were being insulted. So I didn't think there would be anything. I don't know you well, but you didn't strike me as the sort of person who would ridicule other people.
Now the Olean debate, that one I was very harshly criticized. As was the state chair.
Was that at St. Bonaventure?
It was hosted by some podcast using LP branding.
Okay.
It was not affiliated with the state party in New York whatsoever.
Okay.
In fact, New York has issued a press release disappointing and said it had nothing to do with that. We don't want nothing to do with that.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
But they were very unhappy in my direct messages on Facebook.
Come on, gotcha.
Did you have permission to use LP logos?
Joe Bond had it the other option. Yeah, oh, outstanding. So he brought it here, and we gave it to Karen Ann for preservation. But it's now.
Mr. Chairman, how are you enjoying being a Yankee?
I am getting used to New England. It's quite different.
The entire
Things I
United,
like.
the entire United States is getting used to New England.
You know, wars have consequences.
Many of which are bad.
Some are bad. Some are good. That's how New England is.
How's the family?
They're good. They're good. We're homeschooling the kids now, so that's been a little bit of a change. But we have woods close by, we have the ocean close by, we have Boston close by. So,
Well, 2 out of 3.
on net. I went to Boston the first time for a fundraiser on Wednesday. I've never been.
The first time I went to Massachusetts, the fall campaign in 1988, because of our wonderful ballot access laws. You know, the worst thing to happen is like Don Adams said, get smart and miss it. Right?
That much, yeah.
So the Ron Paul campaign flew me up to Boston for a couple of last days of petitioning, and I was in Framingham and Waltham, and I resolved, because of the nature of the people there, I resolved that the next time I go to Boston, I want to do it in the 252. Because they were rude
Yankees have a certain kind of charm, which
That's, yes, you could say it that way, yes.
the way I had some input to me by someone, I think from, it was either a Kentuckian or a Tennessean, that said basically in the South everyone's very nice to you but very mean. In the North everyone acts very mean to you but they're actually very nice.
Okay. All right.
So it's all about which would you prefer the surface to be and which would you prefer to be underneath. It's like,
Okay.
I've seen a little of that. The farther south you go, the more sort of smile to your face, stab you in the back it gets.
Well, of course, in Florida, the further south you go, the further north you get. That's an expression. If you go to see a Dolphins football game,
Yes, it's
where
all-
they're
it's
playing
all-
the Bills or the Giants or the Jets,
Yes.
you're probably going to find more people here rooting for that team up north.
They may say it's like Pittsburgh. A lot of people are from Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Used to be from Pittsburgh.
And the Steeler fans are fanatic.
They are.
When they played the day before they played the Green Bay Packers, I went down to Tidewater Libertarian. I try to visit all the local affiliate parties, and the Tidewater that's Virginia Beach, Norfolk. And the gentleman who is the big ramrod down there is a fellow named Robert Dean, who is a former elected Virginia Beach City Council person, albeit as a Republican.
Right.
And Robert Dean, like all Steeler fans, is a fanatic.
Right.
Well, after the very nice Tidewater LP meeting, Robert invited me to come to the Steelers pep rally, and this was a real. I couldn't believe how many Steeler fans there were assembled in. Now, of course, admittedly, the Tidewater area, there's a lot of people down there. That's all Navy, by the way.
Right.
So anyway, they have this huge throng of people. They wheel in a hearse with the Green Bay Packer casket.
Oh my gosh.
And the local
That's a little too much.
local radio guy, who's evidently a fanatic Steeler fan. This is Stairway to Seven. They went Stairway to Seven because the Steelers have played
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So this was Stairway to Seven, and of course they had the Packer casket, and I was thinking, you guys, you're being a little optimistic perhaps, which the Packers showed them the next day.
Yeah,
So.
the Redskins fans used to travel like that, and I've been to a couple of rallies when we were in Phoenix. The problem is they're not good anymore, so it's all, you're all riding on history.
Yeah.
There's nothing good's going to happen tomorrow, but it's still a good party.
Well, I've been surprised actually at how many NFL fans. Of course, a lot of these people are people. They're older people. They have the wherewithal. That's their. And I come down to Jacksonville every year because the former state chair of the Florida Party, who was also on the board of directors of the Advocate, with me, Doug, a great guy. Doug has season tickets to the Jags, so it's become a tradition for me to come down. Also, this time
That's a good stadium.
it is a nice
The
stadium.
team's not so good.
Well, they blow hot and cold. I also this year I was able to combine with Florida State. I went over and gave a talk to the Libertarian group at Florida State. Well, anyway, whenever I come to Jacksonville at the airport, you always see these people decked out in the opposing team's colors.
Right.
There's pretty much every NFL game I've seen in Jacksonville, the opposing team has a pretty goodly number of people there, and
Because it's easy to go.
it is.
It's like if the Skins come and play the Patriots, we're not going to Foxborough. Not only can I not afford it, I don't want to. That's a lot of money to give to the Kraft family. Which I have to only say down here, because if I say it where I live now, it's just not, it's not worth the hassle.
Well, of course, being around long enough, I remember when the Patriots were not at all good. How the worm turned.
Indeed. I'm going to go put my tie on.
All right,
Now, the letters, we should say, Stop and Shop allows all parties to petition. All you have to do is you have to contact the store manager a week beforehand, saying you're going to be there. Which is very reasonable. That's it. Right, exactly. Right, exactly. Just Massachusetts law is a lot easier. You have a constitutional right to petition in any public space, even inside a mall. The mall has to give you a table.
Oh, like a kiosk?
Yes.
We've been having video conferences.
They can charge you.
Kiosk.
They can charge you, or they can give you a 40 table.
not being able to petition outside of
Yeah,
town.
we can, yeah.
Well, if you could do that, what would it cost to get a Libertarian Party?
We gotta figure out,
kiosk?
we're gonna have.
A permanent
one
kiosk,
meeting
like a
month.
Sunday
That's
fun.
fascinating.
In the mall?
We have one.
Probably not that much.
Where you know, maybe
One whole meeting.
put out some games or $2 or whatever, and you have bumper stickers for sale.
This is exactly what I was thinking.
We haven't had you have one meeting.
What would that cost?
We bang out all the.
I'm sorry, I stink.
Find out, let's find a donor to
That's
do
what
it.
everybody's talking about.
What, I mean,
So if you just did one kiosk, right, where you got shirts, bumper stickers and swag for sale, cool ones even, like Country Industries and right? And then you're giving out information for free, free Canadian balloons for kids.
Yep.
Find out what it would cost and let's find a donor to do it.
I really like that idea a lot.
What's the, it doesn't hurt us to try.
The membership portal, things like we're beta testing. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So like, before we release it, it's like we have a committee.
Good morning, Joe.
Beta testing.
He's putting right in, he's gonna hand that to people he likes. Look at the photos.
Good morning, good morning, sir.
The guy, Jeff Lyon.
So miles.
Right. So he's not in every spot. So we gotta
Cleaned up well. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So you got your mojo working?
But I'm not.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Missed you from Amsterdam.
My loyal opposition.
Motion by Alex. Yeah, so, yeah, some process that would have to muffle it, there's no establishment.
We're gonna try to get right around in there.
If that's the case, we're gonna have I gotta say, that's fine. But those are not there, so them people that aren't showing up, because we have the right for them.
These red
They basically vote for the person who's hard.
That was my yesterday.
Usually give them one out.
Yeah, so.
Per hour.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to get knocked off, but I'd like to
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well, how are you?
Yes, I am, and I've got to see what's coming through.
One meeting since I lived
You actually, that's, I gotta say, that's probably nice.
Yeah, because we've been doing that, I think.
Sorry, say that again?
Get some cheap, because the LLC buys stuff in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to buy it alone, it's like 25 cents a time.
Right. I've seen the,
And then that way, I pull it up
Yes,
here.
we're all stuck here.
I think
Not
we
going
need
to
to
get
get
that.
Broward County, that looks good now. Broward, because, you know, we're still young. But I can see it going the right
I saw Joe.
Back of the room? Facing back?
Where you sit here?
How's
I agree,
Because we don't necessarily have like a defined thing that we have to produce.
Do I get any of this interesting stuff?
You do.
Or do I get a special copy?
It's a new experience.
Yes,
Like I said, I've made it. I would try to
I see now why you're like that.
Yes.
The thing about the party is it's
I
much
forgot
more
my
country to be.
multi-one.
We don't put balls out to stop people.
A big round of applause.
That is appropriate as of last count, the last time I looked, which was yesterday, so the number's probably already wrong. We had 74 elected libertarians in 2019, which exceeds the goal of 70 by 4. There are probably more as write-in ballots are tallied in smaller jurisdictions. And I think we should especially thank Kara Schultz and Apollo Pizzell and all of the members of staff who helped make this happen. We put a concerted effort into getting people elected in 2019, and it bore fruit. I believe our total elected libertarians went up from 100 and something to 200 and something, but I don't know the somethings. Other members of the public or members of the committee who would like to make a comment? Mr. Nikela.
So I felt it was appropriate, since we're in Florida, to represent the Concord public. We succeeded where others failed. And it's actually a very libertarian movement. We did secede from the Union because of a checkpoint that was put on the 14-mile stretch down to the Keys. So we figured if we're going to treat us like another country, then we're going to become another country. So we declared war on the United States. The battle raged on for minutes. As the Concord Public Navy threw stale Cuban bread and vegetables at the Navy cutter. They surrendered, and then we surrendered a minute later. We asked for $1 billion in restitution. We weren't given that, but they were able to lift the roadblock.
Welcome back.
So it's a very libertarian movement of secession. There's a brief history of the Concord Public here, and representing the Florida Keys. So.
Excellent. And now the internet rumors will start that the Libertarian Party is a secessionist party. It's no more ridiculous than any of the other rumors. Other members?
We endorsed it.
Other members who would like to be recognized, or members of the public? Yes, Mr. Di Benedetto.
Hi, I just wanted to quickly say thank you for my appointment as an alternate to the Bylaws Committee. I'm really looking forward to that opportunity, so thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Thrasher, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I did want to also thank the ONC for appointing me to the Bylaws Committee that past meeting. I would like to note that I have committed to not actually introducing anything of my own creation for bylaws discussion, but I would like to put it out to the Libertarian Party membership at large. I will be happy to take to the committee anybody who has bylaws suggestions who was not appointed to that bylaws committee. So I'm happy to act as a conduit to bring things to the bylaws committee for consideration, and I will serve in my capacity to be a facilitator and a mediator to hopefully come up with a pretty good bylaws committee report. But thank you again for the appointment.
Thank you.
And I'd also just like to take a moment to introduce someone who's become a friend of mine and a very new member of the Libertarian Party, new resident of Wyoming, former governor of Rhode Island, former United States Senator Nathan Chapin.
Senator Chapin, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you would like to say to the committee?
It's a pleasure to join you in Miami, and great to be part of a party of peace and prosperity and standing up for constitutional freedoms.
Thank you so much.
Mr.
Starr.
Yeah, we just you haven't heard the news already, we submitted 62,000 signatures in Oxnard to qualify 5 measures for the ballot. We need 42,000 to be valid, and we're quite certain that we have that many, actually quite a bit more than that. So we're looking forward to November having 5 very libertarian-oriented initiatives for the voters to consider.
Mr. Starr, what a lot of people don't know is that Mr. Starr has been working diligently to try and make the city of Oxnard better for, I believe, as long as I have known him. Maybe not quite that long, but it's definitely been quite a few years, and continues to go back into the breach.
I've only lived there since 2011. I first ran in 2014, so I'm actually a native of Simi Valley.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Starr. Dr. Lark?
Mr. Chairman, of the many distinguished members of the gallery, we have Jim Turney, elected Libertarian, former chairman of this body, and I think we should recognize him.
Would you like to say anything to the gallery?
Welcome to Florida.
Mr. Turney won't brag on himself, but he is elected as a commissioner in Altamont Springs and was recently re-elected unopposed because his opponents could not find anyone foolish enough to run against him. Any other members of the gallery would like to speak during public comment? Hearing none. The next item on the agenda is the credentials report and paperwork check.
And I had Mr. Fishman check everyone's credentials. So no one gets thrown off for not credential. Look at what somebody's doing again. It's crazy. So we need to take attendance.
Okay. Do you want me to just go around?
Yes, because I am having.
Would you like to use a piece of paper? Or
Yes.
have the report?
I've got the report.
Okay. Mr. Merced is not present. Mr. Hagan is here. Mr. Phillips is here. Ms. Mattson is here. Mr. Bishop Henchman is here. Mr. Nikela is here. Mr. Redpath is here. Dr. Lark is here. Ms. Van Horn is here. Mr. Hewitt is here. Mr. O'Donnell is here. Mr. Longstreth is here. Ms. Billiou is here. Mr. Goldstein is here. Ms. Harlos is here. I am mostly here. It is the morning. Of the alternates, Ms. Hogarth is here. Mr. Ford is here. Ms. Adams is here. Ms. Sexton is here. And is that it? I'm getting better at this. Staff present are Mr. Fishman and Mr. Kraus, Mr. Bazell, and Mr. Burns. I couldn't see him, but I had seen him earlier. All right.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Longstreth?
If I could note, Mr. Smith wrote me a message and said he went to the wrong hotel, and he is here. He was just running a little bit late.
Mr. Smith is on his way. I did hear that he had some flight delays that were out of his control. All right, so that's attendance, that's credentials and paperwork. The next item is the adoption of the agenda, which should be without any real discussion, I'm sure. Mr. Goldstein.
Mr. Chair, it came to my attention this morning while having breakfast with the opposition from Reno, Nevada, that he has an early flight.
Loyal opposition.
Loyal opposition. Well, we shall see about that. But he has an early flight today.
Oh, that's even worse.
So I would like to move at least a presentation from the Nugget in Reno to immediately following
It's really
Secretary